Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise here on Madden 21. As for today, we have the divisional round of the postseason, and our Jacksonville Jaguars are still alive as we are set to head up to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Last episode, we had a thrilling victory over the Cleveland Browns. Now, as I was going to record today's episode, I noticed there was a little bit of an issue that when I went on, it was as if I was entering Week 17. So the Week 17 games and the wild card games did not save. That's not an overly big deal. I just gave everybody a force win or a force loss. Obviously, since we lost the Week 17 game, I had the Colts getting the force win. But the stats are a little bit different. So that's not a huge deal, but I guess it's a little bit annoying. I actually got the Bills and Saints game wrong, so the Bills actually finished 10-6, but I accidentally gave them a force win here, so now they're 11-5. They still ended up being the 2 seed. Thankfully, all of the seedings were exactly the same, so the only difference is the New Orleans Saints get a better draft pick. So Saints fans, you guys are welcome. And then in the wild card round, again, the stats did not save, but I gave everybody their force win, so the result is the same, but the numbers are a little bit different. So, for example, obviously last episode, Zeke Bowman had his ridiculous game, 7 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. That didn't save, but it's not the end of the world. We'll just pretend it happened. The scores are a little bit different. Obviously, we won 34-24, but here it says 31-23, which I guess is fairly similar. So, Gardner Minshew still threw for 3 touchdowns and no picks, but Baker Mayfield did not throw any interceptions. Here he has 2. Also, DJ Chark never gets hurt because he got injured in the Week 17 game, but now that never happens. I forgot to change the depth chart. Not that it matters because we still obviously would have won this game anyway, but I'm not going to play DJ Chark for the divisional round because that's not really fair. So DJ Chark won't play, and had I not played him in this game, we still would have won, obviously, because I still would have given us the force win because we won last episode. I hope all of that makes sense, but just in other words, DJ Chark isn't going to play today, and the results are the same, but the stats are different. Thankfully, this whole situation ended up being a pretty quick fix, and I was able to get on with my recording. So now it's time to focus on today's game, which I will assure you will save. So the stats shown today will save. Not that postseason stats are really the end of the world. So today's opponent is obviously the Buffalo Bills. According to our coordinator here, he is telling us that they are a really good passing team, led by quarterback Josh Allen. Allen obviously part of that big 2018 draft class. And unlike Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen got paid recently, and deservedly so. He just had a career year. 35 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,500 yards. Baker Mayfield's numbers were even better, to be fair, and he is an unrestricted free agent this offseason for whatever odd reason. But the Bills made the right call. They gave their quarterback the bag, and Josh Allen is locked up here in Buffalo, and for good reason. Obviously, this Bills team is really solid. We actually played these guys in Week 1. We ended up winning that game 37-30, but remember, that's only Week 1. They had a really talented backfield. No Tevin Coleman today, but Devin Singletary, Darius Geis, yuck, and Juice Johnson is a really good trio. At wide receiver, they have Stephon Diggs, who is arguably the best route runner in the NFL. Also has good athleticism, good hands, and finished with a career high in yards and touchdowns. So pretty much exactly what you want in a number 1 receiver. It's hard to find many players in the NFL who are better receivers than Stephon Diggs. So our secondary will have our hands full with him. And the rest of our receiving core is pretty solid. They got John Brown, Cole Beasley, as well as last year's number 2 overall pick, Callaway Claiborne out of Clemson. Claiborne is behind Beasley and Brown on the depth chart. I don't know why. I mean, if you're going to pick a receiver 2nd overall, you're going to have them starting over John Brown and Cole Beasley. But, I mean, I guess Claiborne will probably be the number 2 receiver next year, assuming Beasley and Brown regress a little bit. Tight end, they got Dawson Knox. He played really well against us Week 1, as does pretty much every tight end who plays against us. Their offensive line is really good. They don't have any major holes. D-line, very solid, led by defensive tackle Ed Oliver. They also have former Jaguar Taven Bryant. The only trade we made this season was trading Taven Bryan to the Bills for I think a 4th-round draft pick. So a little bit of a revenge game for him. Their linebacking core is really good, led by Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds. And then the secondary is stacked. Of course, led by Tre'Davious White, the highest-rated player on this team. He is the 3rd-ranked corner in the NFL at a 94 overall. And we would be wise not to throw it towards his side of the field. They have one of the best safety tandems in the NFL in Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. So, yeah, their defense is absolutely loaded. And it's going to be a challenging game for us. No DJ Chark again. If we can beat the Cleveland Browns without our best player in DJ Chark, who's to say we can't beat the Bills? And if we can beat the Browns, I think we can beat just about anybody. And it's the NFL. Any team can win any given game, especially in the playoffs. There's only 8 really good football teams left. One of them will win the Super Bowl. Who knows? It could be our Jaguars. But the playoff quest continues today in snowy Buffalo, New York. In the wild card round, the Jaguars had to play in the heavy rain. Today, they have to play in the heavy snow. The elements have not been kind to Jacksonville so far in the postseason. They are set to take on the Buffalo Bills, who are the 2nd seed in the AFC. Obviously, in the past, the 2 seed would get a first-round bye, but now with 14 playoff teams and 7 per conference, only 1 team per conference gets a bye week. These 2 teams are very unlikely playoff squads. They finished last in their division a season ago, and they both finished first this year. They went from worst to first. And now one of them will play in the AFC Conference Championship next week with a spot to possibly make the Super Bowl. The Jaguars will start with the football led by quarterback Gardner Minshew. His Week 17 stats are obviously not perfect, so his numbers are a little bit different, but it's not too much of a difference and not really the end of the world. Early 3rd down, handoff of a rookie Kyra Brooks, his first game since Week 12. When he got hurt against the Texans, he is back, gaining 11. Njoku is hurt, but thankfully he would return shortly thereafter. 3rd and 5 now, Minshew looking to throw it, and it is picked off. What a play by Tre'Davious White, jumping the route of Zeke Bowman. Only an elite cornerback would make that play. Phillip Lindsay now is injured. Thankfully, he would return to the game as well. So, Jaguars getting a little bit banged up on offense to start, and turning over the ball, something that the Jaguars did not do at all last week against Cleveland. Here are the Buffalo Bills as Dawson Knox is pounded by the rookie Rashawn Babineau. Babineau won AFC Defensive Player of the Week back in Week 1 when these 2 teams faced off in his NFL debut. 3rd and 5 now, it's a sack for Ifeadi Odenigbo, forcing a loss of 7. The Bills are in prime field goal miss range as there's their first-year head coach Robert Saleh. Both teams have first-year head coaches. Bills obviously with Saleh, and Jacksonville with Eric Bieniemy, as Stephen Hauschka, I think, was partaking in the Bird Box Challenge. Did he even put an effort there? That kick wasn't even close. I think I could have kicked it and made it closer, and I've never played competitive football or soccer in my life. Whatever. Jaguars now with the football, 3rd and 5. Short pass for an open Laviska Shenault, who brings it to the 25-yard line. Shenault has caught both of Minshew's passes today. Now from the 25, Gardner Minshew going to get it to Nelson Aguilar. Showboating a little bit too early, but he will find the end zone for a touchdown anyway. And the Jaguars are on the board first. Nelson Aguilar had the go-ahead touchdown a week ago with a minute to go, and now he scores the first touchdown today. Jaguars on top with 3 minutes to go in the quarters. Here's the rookie out of Stanford, Juice Johnson, with a gain of 14. Johnson won the first picks in the 2nd round of last year's draft. He's a really talented back. Wish he got more playing time for the Bills this year, but he got a lot in the playoffs. Here's John Brown now inside the 10. Wrapped up by Miles Jack. He made a few men miss on that play. C.J. Henderson went flying out of bounds early on that play. 3rd and goal now from the 1. Buffalo going to try to punch it in. Ronnie Harrison almost offsides. Not that it would have really mattered. As Devin Singletary will be tackled into the end zone for a Buffalo Bills touchdown. And this game is tied up at 7 apiece with 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. And that would pretty much end the first quarter. Tied up at 7. We've got ourselves a very good football game up to this point in the snow. Playoff atmosphere. You'll love to see it. 3rd and 6. Another nice play for Laviska Shenault. He gets 21 yards before being wrapped up by Tre'Davious White. Nice play after the catch by Shenault, who was excellent last week in the 4th quarter. Had a big touchdown as well. 3rd and 4. Nearly intercepted again by Trey White, but instead it's Aguilar with the first down. Gardner Minshew is now 6 for 9. Nice. Now from the 28 of Buffalo. Jacksonville getting close as Minshew slips and is sacked by the big D tackle. It's Ed Oliver, forcing a loss of 6, the third-year pro out of the University of Houston. 3rd and 8 now from the 26-yard line. Gardner Minshew going to look to throw it. Another short pass for Shenault, and he converts. A lot of short passes today from Minshew. Not taking as many shots downfield, mainly because this Bills secondary is really good, and it being snowing out doesn't really help Minshew's case. Another 3rd and 8. The ball is batted down by A.J. Epineza. So that'll force the field goal unit. A 31-yard attempt for Josh Lambo. And he has not missed yet in the postseason. He went 3 for 3 last week and is 1 for 1 today. Jaguars are back on top with 3.5 to go in the first half as they lead at 10-7. Here's the rookie, Juice Johnson, with the football. Another nice run for Johnson before getting absolutely laid out by Ronnie Harrison. Do you think the Jaguars should re-sign Ronnie Harrison in the offseason? Let me know in the comments below. He certainly has played to being worthy of a new contract this season. 2nd and 3. Nice pass for Stephon Diggs. Diggs has been a little bit quiet today. Credit to the rookie Zaire Wiggins, who struggled last week against Odell Beckham, but Diggs has been locked up. The Bills are moving it nicely here. There's Dawson Knox, hotty toddy, with the first down, bringing it to the 23-yard line as we reach the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Will the Bills score before halftime? That certainly won't help. Kayvon Chaisson brings down the quarterback. The Bills center, Mitch Morse, is injured on the play. That's Chaisson's first career playoff sack, as on 3rd down, Juice Johnson gets the screen and is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by Zaire Wiggins, the rookie out of Auburn. Johnson might have actually lost a yard there, as the Jaguars would wisely call timeout. So now 4th and 11, a 41-yarder for Hauschka, who missed his first kick. Missed would be an understatement, so this one is far from a guarantee, but he does drill it. We are now tied at 10. Jaguars trying to move quickly as Minshew off-balance throw, and it's picked off again. Tre'Davious White with his 2nd interception of the first half. It will go into the end zone for a touchdown, but we've got a flag. With Minshew, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. That pass was the ugly. So the flag will be a holding call on Buffalo. It's the linebacker Marcus Bailey. So the interception still counts, but the interception return does not count. So the score remains 10-10, but Buffalo gets the football. Here is Stephon Diggs with a nice play of 21. Wrapped up by the rookie linebacker Taga Taluiaipupu as the Bills use their second timeout. Now from the 21, 2nd and 10, Josh Allen, short throw over to John Brown. He gets it inside at the 5. And the Bills would call their final timeout after wasting about 10 seconds. So they could go for the field goal. Instead, they're going to go for the end zone, and it works. The Jaguars decided to send heavy pressure, try to make Josh Allen make a quick pass, and he does. Juice Johnson will walk into the end zone, and with 6 seconds to go in the half, the Buffalo Bills will take their first lead of the game, as it is 17-10. Going into the locker room, the Bills do start the second half on offense, so they are in the driver's seat. They have the momentum, but this game is far from over. The winner will either go to Baltimore or host New England for the AFC Championship, by the way, as we now enter the second half. Singletary gets for rock, and he is rocked up behind the line of scrimmage by Josh Allen. This is the Josh Allen Bowl, by the way. I just realized that. Jaguars Josh Allen versus Buffalo's Josh Allen. Isn't that fun? 3rd and 7 now from the 47. Buffalo Josh Allen looking to throw it. He gets it to Geis, who might have gained 2. Not enough for a first down. That'll force a punt. And the Jaguars defense gets an early stop. They now have the football as Phillip Lindsay trying to make something out of nothing. And instead he makes it even worse, losing 5. Jacksonville's rushing offense has just been atrocious the last 5 games or so. I mean, this team has just not been able to run the ball at all. But Phillip Lindsay still making plays. He gets the first down reception. That was 3rd and 10, too. A huge conversion for the Jaguars. I think Phillip Lindsay's been more effective in the receiving game than he has in the run game today. And that won't change here, as on 1st down he loses 3. And Oliver brings him down. 2nd and 12 now. Kyra Brooks gets the handoff, and he loses 4 more. That's Tre'Davious White with the play, and yeah, this Jacksonville team, they need to focus on improving the rushing attack in the offseason because it's been bad as of recent. 3rd and 16, Minshew's pass to David Njoku is incomplete, and the Bills have it back as on 3rd and 2, Singletary gets by a few defenders, and he is off to the races. C.J. Henderson will track him down, but not before getting all the way to the 8. Joe Schobert misread the play behind the backfield. That if he read it correctly, Buffalo would have had to punt it. But now they have it inside the red zone. 3rd and goal. The Bills are having trouble punching it in. Josh Allen's pass is incomplete. Beasley was the intended receiver, so they're going to have to kick a field goal. A chip shot for Hauschka from around 22. The kick is good. So the Jaguars defense will stop the touchdown, but it is a 2-score game now in favor of Buffalo. Can Jacksonville start their comeback here under a minute to go in the quarter? 3rd and 6. Minshew stumbles, and he gets it to the rookie. Zeke Bowman, his first catch of the day, and it's an awfully big one. All the way to the 16-yard line. The talented rookie out of Westlake, who was the hero last week, has been quiet this week, but makes a huge play there. That'll do it for the 3rd quarter. The only points in this quarter, a Bills field goal. They lead at 20-10, but the Jaguars have it in the red zone to open up the 4th quarter. Can they strike? The answer is yes. Kyra Brooks, the rookie out of Arkansas, will find the end zone. His first touchdown since the injury, doing a backflip. And the Jaguars cut the lead down to 3 as it is now 20-17. Anybody can win this game. Let's see if the Jaguars can get a stop here on this possession. 2nd and 6. Play action fake. Allen rolls it out and will toss it for Darius Geis, who gains 13 yards. The Jaguars only with 2 sacks today. They are 4th in the NFL, by the way, in sacks. Even though they don't have that star pass rusher, we were hoping that'd be Josh Allen this year. Allen only finished with 7. The team leader was Kayvon Chason with 8. 3rd and 10 now. Juice Johnson with the play. He does not get the first. He only gains 8 on the screen. Miles Jack with a huge tackle. Eric Bieniemy clapping on the sidelines as the Jaguar offense has it back and an opportunity to take the lead. 3rd and 10, Minshew under pressure. He just throws it away, trying to avoid the sack, and he doesn't want to force a bad pass, so that'll be a 3-and-out for the Jaguars. Both defenses have been excellent in the second half, and right as I say that, the Jaguars allow a big play to Stephon Diggs. As we have an injured Jaguar, it's Kayvon Chason who had a sack on the previous possession. Hopefully it's not serious, or else, well, that wouldn't be good. The Jaguars don't have a ton of depth at defensive end. They do have Ifeadi Odenigbo, but Odenigbo gets most of his snaps at defensive tackle. So with Odenigbo getting more snaps at end, prepare to see a lot more guys like Devon Hamilton inside. 2nd and 3, it's an interception for Joe Schobert, and the Jaguars force a turnover with under 6 to play. What an interception by Joe Schobert, who technically won AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week. It said he had 3 sacks. Obviously, in the game, he did not have 3 sacks, but in the new sim, he did. So, good for Joe. Jaguars do nothing after the turnover. Minshew's pass for Lindsay is incomplete. So, that'll force a punt. Neither of these offenses want to do anything. And Jacksonville's defense has to continue to play well. Another 3rd down and another 3rd down stop for the Jags. Cole Beasley only gains 5. The Jaguars offense has it back with 4:14 to go in the game. What can they do here? Can they spark a comeback as Minshew fumbles it, and it's picked up by Ed Oliver. That was Jason Verrett who forced it, the veteran corner. So immediately, the Jaguars, who started the drive with good field position, will turn it over. Now the Bills have it back. They're trying to chew clock as on 3rd and 1. That's going to be close. Does he get it? The answer is yes. Devin Singletary gains a yard. Nice tackle by Schobert, but it's not enough. Now from the 34, clock is ticking. The Jaguars are going to have to use their timeout soon, as the Bills are going to throw it for whatever reason, and it does work. Dawson Knox brings it to the 11 before being wrapped up by Ronnie Harrison. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. The Jaguars have all 3 timeouts, but they have to get a stop here and force Buffalo to a field goal. First and 10 from the 11, handoff for Geis, and he gains 3. Kayvon Chason is hurt again, so the Jaguars are forced to use a timeout. They obviously would have called time anyway, but now one of their better defensive players is out. That's not ideal. Second and 7, now it's a handoff for Singletary, and he gains 5. The Bills are getting awfully close to the end zone. 3rd and 2. First down or touchdown likely ends it, barring a miracle. Handoff for Juice Johnson, and he's in for a Buffalo touchdown, and the Bills now lead this game by 10. Juice Johnson, the rookie, with 2 all-purpose scores, and now the Jaguars are going to need a miracle. They scored 10 points at the end of the game within a matter of 10 seconds last week against the Browns, so a comeback is possible. The Jaguars do have 1 timeout. It was on the first play of the drive. It's Lee Egerton, the rookie out of Auburn, bringing it to the Buffalo 38. Good start to the drive for the Jaguars. You cannot ask for much more than that. The Jags trying to hold on to that timeout. Down to 1.5 minutes now as Njoku runs out of bounds, but not before gaining 10. Good play by David Njoku. Could this be his last game as a Jaguar with his contract up? Now from a 28, Minshew trying to run out of bounds. He's unsuccessful, and Oliver brings him down. Now about 1 minute left. 2nd and 11. Njoku with nearly a first down, and the clock will keep running. 3rd and inches. 18 seconds left now. Gardner Minshew scrambling, and the pass for Egerton is incomplete. So now it's 4th and inches. The Jags could go for the field goal, make it a 1-score game, but instead they're going to go for it. This is the season. Minshew to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Zeke Bowman with his 2nd straight game with a touchdown with the tippy-toe grab, and the Jaguars are going to fight a little bit longer. What a throw by Minshew, what a catch by Bowman, and now it all comes down to the onside kick. Jacksonville needs it to stay alive, and this kick looks like it's going to be close. Will it go to Jacksonville or will it go to Buffalo? And the Buffalo Bills have recovered the onside kick, and that means only one thing. The Bills have officially won this game, and this season for the Jaguars has come to a close with a divisional round exit. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills, as they will be moving on to the AFC Championship, where they will either host the defending champion New England Patriots or travel up to Baltimore to take on the number 1 seeded Ravens. Not the way Jacksonville wanted to end this season, but I don't think many people expected a divisional round appearance from this team. You got to give the Jaguars a ton of credit. They fought till the end today. They were down by 10 with about a minute to go, and they could have quit, but they kept on going until the final seconds. Gardner Minshew was, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 57 completion percentage. Minshew had some good plays, and he had some bad ones. Josh Allen was not spectacular. I think Baker Mayfield last week played better than Josh Allen. Phillip Lindsay, his yards per carry went up from last week from 1.7 to 2.7. I don't know what's happened to our rushing attack. It has not been good. The Bills' rushing offense, though, was good today. 54 yards for Juice Johnson, 93 for Singletary. Both of them scored a rushing touchdown. Johnson also had a receiving touchdown. Dawson Knox led the game in catches and yards. Laviska Shenault, 4 catches, 52 yards, although he was pretty much non-existent in the second half. Touchdowns for Nelson Aguilar and Zeke Bowman. And then defensively, it was a mixed bag. I think the Jaguars' defense played well today, particularly in the second half. Josh Allen was composed. The rushing defense wasn't all that great. 2 interceptions for Tre'Davious White. He is an absolute machine. Ed Oliver also had 2 sacks in this one. So that is how the season will come to an end. And that will bring us to the offseason, which will be the next few episodes. So Kayvon Chason did end up suffering a pretty serious injury in this game. His season would have been over with a dislocated elbow. Not that it really matters at this point, but it is unfortunate. All of the practice squad players are officially signed to the active roster. I believe all of them are technically free agents this offseason, so if we want to bring them back, we will. And if we don't, we won't. Eric Bieniemy has also been extended 3 years for $5 million. I don't know if that's $5 million a year or $5 million total, but regardless, it's a bargain either way. Didn't Matt Rule get like $60 million from the Panthers? And he signed that contract before ever coaching an NFL game. Now, granted, he's been pretty good this year with the Panthers. They seem to be building something well. But I don't know. I feel like Eric Bieniemy would get a lot more. So we're going to move forward, see what happened in the rest of the divisional round. We're going to do a full playoff sim in the next episode. So the Ravens end up beating the defending champion New England. So we're going to have a different Super Bowl winner. And in the NFC, we have an NFC championship between the Washington football team, who beat the number 1 seeded Eagles, and the 5 seeded New York Giants. So after 4 NFC East teams made the playoffs, it looks like an NFC East team will be in the Super Bowl. And it's not going to be the 1 seeded Eagles. It's going to be one of the 2 wild cards, either the Washington football team or the New York Giants. For anyone wondering, there are multiple Westlake Hornets still alive in the playoff run. Linebacker Joe Brewer plays for the Ravens. Linebacker Louis Kahn, the number 1 overall pick in the draft, obviously plays for the Giants. And wide receiver Ulri Ayuluko plays for the Washington football team. So hopefully a former Hornet will get a Super Bowl ring as a rookie. That'll end today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Not the result we wanted. Next episode, we're going to have a season recap, but we're going to make it a little bit unique. Add like a pre-draft, pre-off-season show. I don't really know how to explain it, but you guys will see. Then after that, we have free agency. We have the draft. I'm going to do the draft the same way I did it last year. So get excited for that, and then we will enter Season 3 following the off-season. Hope you guys are excited for that. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.